When darkness tries to roll over my bones, when sorrow comes to steal the joy I own, when brokenness and pain is all I know, oh, I won't be shaken. No, I won't be shaken. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Shame no longer has a place to hide. I am not a captive to the lies. I'm not afraid to leave my past behind. Oh, I won't be shaken. No, I won't be shaken. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out a grave. There's resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name. Power in your name. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out a grave. There's resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name. Power in your name. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen, and I'm here with this week's Midweek Moment or Small Group Extra. This week in our message series, Fear Not, Father Mike was talking about how God gives us community as a way to develop the courage to help us overcome the fears that might otherwise paralyze us. And I think that this is one of those weeks where small groups are such a good example of how this can play out in real life. So I want to talk about that, but I realize not everybody's listening is in a small group, and while I would generally encourage you to join one, you can also think about what I'm saying when I say small group. Just think about your close circle of friends or your closest family members and just kind of substitute that in. So how exactly does community help us face fears? I think there are three ways that we do this really well in small group, and so I want to talk about them. The first is that there's someone to listen to us when we are dealing with our worst days. That is, it's often just a relief to be able to describe what's happening and to know that somebody else is listening and listening with concern. In fact, there's a project, StoryCorps, that goes across the country asking people to talk, family members or friends to talk to each other. And they're recording these stories as part of a kind of historic archive of the 21st century. But their tagline, and the reason I bring them up is their tagline is listening is an act of love. So if you can think back to a time when you're having a hard time and somebody took the time to really listen to you, it can make a world of difference without anything else happening. And often once you've uttered the words, and said them out loud, they're not as scary. So that's the first way, is it's someone to listen. The second way that we help each other is through words of encouragement. So it's not that anytime somebody shares a story or a problem, they want it solved. Most of the time, they really just want somebody to listen. But there are times when we need to hear, you're going to get through this. This is not, this has happened to other people. It's happened to me. I know what you're going through. You're going to get through this. This is going to look different. This pandemic's not going to last forever. That any one of those words can really be the support for us to be able to go, you're right, I can get through this. You're stronger than, oh, okay. And courage just kind of bubbles up in us. And I think the third way where we can be really helpful to one another as members of community is by offering the support of our prayers. So sometimes people say, I'll pray about that for you. And that's often encouraging. I actually find it much more helpful to say, could we pray about that right now, and actually just take a moment and pray about it right then, because you can almost see their body just relax. But one of the best ways to reach out to people who are maybe not so excited about God or maybe lost or whatever is just to say, can I pray for you for something? Is there anything that you need prayer for? Because when somebody's praying for me, they're one, connecting with me. So now there's two of us. So there's strength in numbers, but it's not just the two of us. We're reaching out to God and all of the heavenly host and saying, we need everybody to get on this problem and figure this out. And there's real power there. So those are three ways that we in small groups can help each other move from fear to courage: by listening, by offering words of encouragement, and by offering our prayers. So for those of you who are in small groups, I'd love for you to stop and take a moment and discuss, how is the group doing in each one of those aspects? And for those of you who maybe aren't in a small group yet, to think about how that happens in your circle of friends and family, and are there ways that you might need to step up to encourage that to happen, or maybe to reach out and ask for some of those things to happen. Hope you have a great day.